Moutai is the national liquor of China, so it's many people's go-to drink.
Hey, gorgeous people! Have you ever heard of China's favorite non-sober drink, Moutai? Apparently just one sip and you're whisked straight to cloud 9. Now that's one interesting way to get to heaven, isn't it? Moutai isn't just any drink. It's one of the most popular beverages in China and has boosted the country's economy to extraordinary levels. So, what's the secret behind this magical drink? Let's find out. Imagine sipping on something that's 53% alcohol, tastes like firewater, and can set you back tens of thousands of dollars for a single bottle. Welcome to the world of Moutai, China's national liquor and the go-to drink for many. It's not just a beverage, it's a fiery experience and a status symbol all in one. Moutai isn't just making waves in glasses, it's shaking up the stock market too. Back in June 2020, Moutai's share price skyrocketed past China's biggest bank. By 2021, the company hit a jaw-dropping valuation of over $500 billion. Fast forward to today, and Moutai is the world's largest beverage company by market value, standing strong at $295 billion. That's more than double the market cap of Budweiser's parent company and over 10 times that of Jack Daniel's parent company. But it's not all smooth sailing. Younger Chinese drinkers aren't too keen on splurging, and international consumers still need to get the memo about Moutai. So what's next for this premier liquor brand? Before we dive into the future, let's talk about how people actually drink Moutai. It's served in these tiny 5 or 6 milliliter baijiu glasses. Why so small? Because this stuff packs a punch way stronger than your usual spirits. Plus, the small glass lets you sip slowly over the course of a long banquet, enjoying it alongside many different dishes. Moutai isn't just any liquor, it's a legendary spirit with deep roots in Chinese history. Back in the 1930s, during the Chinese Civil War, communist soldiers, after trekking thousands of miles, made a pit stop in a village in Guizhou, where Moutai is made. They even used it to wash their blistered feet. This quirky story only adds to Moutai's charm and status as the Communist Party's drink of choice.
Sometimes with lunch, it depends on what kind of person you are, but it's always drunk neat. You hold your glass up, you say ganbei, which means bottoms up, and it's a way of giving face to people. You drink the baijiu or the Moutai together.
Premier Zhou Enlai famously toasted President Nixon with Moutai during his historic visit to China in 1972. And let's not forget Secretary of State Henry Kissinger's cheeky comment to Zhou 2 years later. If we drink enough Moutai, we can solve anything.
Because of the fact that it's been at so many historical moments, so the brand awareness of Moutai is like top-notch.
With its rich history, it's no wonder that the drink is such a status symbol. It's a must-have at weddings and a staple at political banquets. This year, Moutai's prestige hit a new high when Sotheby's held its first Moutai-themed auction. Yes, Moutai now has its own auction category.
Become a more prominent category that demands its own category, which is not an easy feat, I think.
Paul Wong, a Sotheby's auctioneer with over a decade of experience, mentioned that 80% of buyers drink their Moutai, while the other 20% are smartly saving it.
So 80% of our consumers, they buy and drink, and 20% maybe they buy it, for, saving up.
Even if you're not into drinking, Moutai is a savvy investment. It's one of those iconic brands that's always ahead of the curve. The refreshing drink is not just a safe bet for collectors, it's a solid gold investment too. This liquor giant is like the rock star of China's stock market. Any swings in Moutai's share price can shake up the entire Chinese equity market. It's basically the poster child for value investing. Honestly, neither officials nor investors want to see Moutai's stock price take a wild ride. Since early 2021, Moutai's shares have dipped, thanks to President Xi Jinping's anti-corruption crackdown and the impacts of COVID restrictions. But guess what? Moutai has shown more resilience than the broader Chinese stock market, as you can see from the country's benchmark index.
The demand remains pretty stable even during COVID years. Moutai's revenue increased, so that kind of speaks to how stable the company is.
Why? Because demand for Moutai stayed rock solid even during the pandemic. Their revenue actually went up, proving just how stable this company really is. Moutai keeps its prices sky high thanks to a combo of consistent high demand and tight supply. The cheapest bottle on the market sets you back around $350, but vintage bottles like an 80-year-old gem can fetch nearly $40,000. And get this one lot from the 1970s smashed records selling for a whopping $1.4 million. Scarcity is the name of the game. Just like champagne has to come from France and bourbon from the US, Moutai can only be made in this one village in Guizhou. Supply is naturally limited. Each bottle of Moutai takes at least 5 years to make, using a specific type of red sorghum grain. It's distilled 9 times and aged for 3 years. So every drop of Moutai you sip on has had quite the journey from production to your glass. Imagine a towering 7-story statue shaped like a Moutai bottle. It's like the Eiffel Tower of booze. This giant tribute shows just how big a deal Moutai is in Guizhou, the region that owns the brand. Here's a fun fact. The GDP per capita in Moutai village is a whopping $310,000. That's over 4 times more than the GDP per capita of the whole US. Keeping the Moutai brand alive and kicking is a big challenge. Think of a brand as a living entity. It constantly needs some TLC. Traditionally, Moutai has been the go-to drink for older, wealthier Chinese folks who love its historical vibe and can afford to break out a bottle at fancy dinners. But now, Moutai is shaking things up to catch the eye of younger generations. Over the past couple of years, Moutai has teamed up with some pretty cool brands to create buzzworthy products. They've rolled out everything from Moutai-infused ice cream and fun flavors to lattes that got social media buzzing last September. That same month, they also dropped a collab with Dove, releasing liquor-filled chocolates that were priced between $5 to $10. These treats flew off the shelves, even though they made up less than 0.3% of Moutai's total revenue. However, not everyone was a fan, and let's be real, if they didn't enjoy the taste, they're probably not going to fork over $350 for a full bottle. With the economy on the struggle bus, people are tightening their belts and cutting back on luxury splurges. Instead of reaching for a high-end bottle of Moutai, they're more likely to grab a beer. It's all about adapting to the times and keeping the brand fresh and relevant, no matter what. Another problem Moutai faces is its lack of recognition outside of China. That's why the company is on a mission to promote the brand overseas and grow its global fan base. Moutai claims it's now available in over 70 countries, but let's be honest, it's still pretty obscure in international markets. Most of the people who truly appreciate Moutai are still Chinese. I remember reading a story where one of the interviewees said, "I really don't get it. It tastes like ethanol."
I remember in one of the stories, one of the interviewees said, I really don't get it, it tastes like ethanol.
Moutai absolutely killing it right now. This Chinese powerhouse is not just a big deal, it's the biggest deal in the booze biz. In 2023 alone, Moutai raked in a whopping $10.3 billion in net profit. That's a 19% jump from the previous year, and it totally smashed market expectations. Whoa. But here's the thing. If Moutai wants to keep that momentum going, they gotta think bigger. Yeah, they're already huge in China, but they're eyeing the global stage now. They're aiming to become a household name worldwide, not just in Asia. So, we're yet to see if the beverage will be able to make a worldwide hit, or just be sitting at one place forever. Stay tuned to get more updates, and don't forget to hit the subscription button and let us know about your thoughts in the comment section below.